So if you're just joining us, let's get you caught up here. There's a fast-moving wildfire in Boulder County right now near NCAR. At least 8,000 homes and 19,000 people are under evacuation notices. If you are, you likely got a notice on your cell phone telling you to get out. One of the evacuation areas is from NCAR to Baseline Road, east to Highway 36, back down to Broadway. Highway 93 is closed right now. It's closed between Marshall Road and Colorado 128. The fire being called the NCAR Fire, it's burning 123 acres. It has doubled in size since the update at 5 o'clock tonight. Highway 93 is closed in both directions again in that area. Now, we want to send things over to Luis De Leon, who's live in Boulder. Luis, it's really jarring to look behind you and see patches of snow and wildfire burning.
It certainly is. We're also seeing patches of the fire retardant that is being dropped by planes, which in the last few minutes, my photojournalist Alex Castillo and I have noticed a higher rate at which those air tankers are coming in and dropping that fire retardant. Let's show you where they are doing that right now. If you look all the way down there on that hill, this is our vantage point from the parking lot of the NCAR building, the National Center for Atmospheric Research in Boulder. You can see down there the red line. If you kind of pan a little bit up, Alex, you'll be able to also see the fire crews that are also down there really in the thick of it right now. The smoke itself has been been consistent, really. I feel like the thick of the smoke from this vantage point has really traveled towards over this sort of ravine, if you will, or this hill as of right now. And so, but the smoke is starting to kind of fill the air a little bit more here as we speak right now. One important note here is that a spokesperson for Boulder Fire Rescue has just told us that they have put in a request for more air tankers, actually from Texas. I'm not sure what agency in Texas, but they did say to us just a few moments ago that the request for more air tankers to kind of help out drop this fire retardant, that request is in. We can see flames very much so in the distance there, Alex, if you can see that to the north there, kind of seemingly on some trees at the moment there. Firefighters we have seen pretty much progress towards that area, towards that curvature of this hill, if you will, really within the last 20 to 30 minutes, although they are still spread out and fighting this fire along the lines as well. Hard to say where the fire line that you see there, because it's pretty apparent where the fire line is as of right now from this vantage point. And gosh, yeah, you can see that fire overtaking that tree over there now in the distance. That's kind of been the scene here. It's been very inconsistent seeing the flames be so visible and then they just give out right away. I think that speaks to a lot of the efforts of the firefighters there as well. Let's go take it back to a little bit wider of a shot here so we can show you once again. This is our vantage point from NCAR, the parking lot of the NCAR building. The Table Mesa neighborhood is off to our left, on the left side of the screen there. Those are the homes that first responders are especially worried about, seemingly so, because we can see those first responders in the area. If you can zoom in down there, Alex, I'm not sure if you can see that fire truck down there. I haven't really seen their lights on like last hour, if you will, but now I more so have their presence there is becoming more and more prevalent. However, the firefighters, again, are sort of migrating towards the back end, if you will, towards the right side of this hill here. It's still at 0% containment at last check. 126 acres have burned as of now, and so the amount of evacuees have also increased over the last few hours as well. As we were driving up here, I mentioned this at the top of the hour as well. We were seeing a lot of people heeding those warnings and heeding the evacuation orders as well, taking advantage of the time that they had to evacuate this area. We saw a lot of people outside of their homes, a lot of trunks open in the driveway, people bringing in luggage and getting anything they can. I think I mentioned before as well, I saw a couple of younger people, kids, teenagers, if you will. They had hoses out and watering the grass essentially. We didn't get a chance to talk to them because we wanted to get up here and get to the information and get that to you. But yeah, there certainly is a sense of urgency in this community, and how can you not have that after what we saw at the beginning of the year?
And you have to be eternally grateful for the folks who are literally running into this, that we're watching in your pictures here and trying to stop that line of fire from coming into a neighborhood. Incredible. You're standing in a parking lot, I know. What is the terrain like? Have you had a chance to kind of walk around on the grass? Does it seem pretty dry?
So when we first came on the air earlier this afternoon, you may have heard me kind of coming in and out over the phone when I was trying to report before. That's because we've been getting moved around around the parking lot because we have to obviously stay and be respectful to the first responders that need to have access to this area. So to answer your question, the terrain that we're on right now, this is the very edge of the parking lot. Alex, if you can go a little bit wider here, there's some rocks here. There's a lot of this grass behind us as well, but this is as close to the edge really as we can get to this vantage point here. Again, overlooking the Table Mesa neighborhood. We have the scene of the fire to our right, which as you can see, a lot of the smoke that was closer to us before seemingly has dissipated really in the last few minutes here. You can see the firefighters way off into the distance going into the flames that we saw earlier just moments ago. We were showing you a tree that was on fire as well. But that's what the terrain is like here. We're off to the side of, I wouldn't call it a cliff, but it's a pretty large hillside, if you will. We're off to the left side of the NCAR building. So a lot of rocks where we're standing right now, but it's giving us a vantage point to show the efforts of the firefighters and to really give you a better idea of how close this fire has been getting here. So
yeah, because when you hear Danielle talk about this, they've had the snowiest start to a year on record in Boulder. So I would imagine that grass isn't too crispy, but does it look pretty crispy?
I would certainly say so. I mean, there's not a lot of green to that grass right now. It's sort of arid out here, if you will. The trees certainly still have their color to them, if that gives you a sense of some of the moisture and how dry the grass is out here. But I would say it is pretty crispy. I mean, the terrain up here where we're standing right now, it's pretty crunchy as well and everything. But this, I mean, as dry as, I'm just gonna pick this off here, like this is like a similar vegetation to all the way that's out there. I would say it's pretty crispy, if you will.
All right, Luis De Leon reporting live in Boulder. We'll check in with you in a bit. Thank you so much.